Welcome, my friends. I am Draculus, the Cybertronian Lord of the Undead. And I bid you welcome to what is sure to be a spine-chilling time. I have taken over this channel from the usual deadbeat host. This is no longer the Man-Thing Reviews. This is the Tomb of Draculus. And up first, I thought I would, review myself. Who better to start with? I managed to, pick myself up from those wonderful little flesh bags over at Comics and Cocktails. A lovely store. If you have the time, I recommend you pop round for a bite. Now, the usual host of this dreary little show likes to go into the background of the things he reviews. And, why the hell not? Let me talk a little bit about my namesake, Dracula. More specifically, 1931's Dracula, made by Universal Pictures, starring the late, great Bela Lugosi. Bela Lugosi was the quintessential Dracula, bringing Bram Stoker's novel to life like none had before. Adapting the stage show to a cinematic masterpiece, Lugosi brought the Count to screens in a way that enthralled and encaptured the audience. So wonderful was his performance that it was one of the cornerstones of creating the Universal Monsters universe. He stood alongside such greats as the Wolfman, the Phantom, and, of course, one of my favorites, the Bride of Frankenstein. But, of course, that fame leads to a lot of merchandise, which is where I come in. It's a bit of a crossover between Transformers and Dracula. I was created. The box I arrived in is even a little reference to the VHS release of Dracula. My case itself is even modeled like a VHS. That is a form of media far older than the stars themselves. But perhaps Dracula's, should I say Bela Lugosi's Dracula's greatest how can I put this? Yes, his greatest influence on pop culture has been in, the depictions of Dracula himself. You only have to look at any cartoon appearance of Dracula, and they are clearly based upon Lugosi's portrayal of the famous Count. Not only that, but he also had something of a cult following, shall we say, in the comic book world, starting with Marvel Comics' The Tomb of Dracula. In no way, of course, a shallow imitation of my own comic book, The Tomb of Draculus. Yes, I shall be suing the blood from those little flesh bags eventually. But The Tomb of Dracula was an iconic comic, in many ways a trendsetter and a visionary comic. It introduced such great things as Blade the Vampire Slayer, back in the funky 70s. In fact, The Tomb of Dracula went on to be the longest-running comic book starring a villain as the main character. It went on for many, many years and unfortunately was finally put to rest when censors intervened, but as you all know, you can never keep a good Dracula down, and much like Lugosi himself, the legend of Dracula and Universal's Dracula continues to this day. Well then, let me get the elephant out of the room, shall I? My figure is based quite heavily on the Titan's Return mind wipe. There is not exactly a great dearth of vampire bat transformers in which to base on, and let's face it, they were not exactly going to retool me from the start. But as you can see, unlike Mindwipe, I wear the great colours of the Lugosi. My chest has been remodeled to imitate the waistcoat look of the Great Count. My painted details in black, silver and white suggest the great opera suit that Lugosi wore on stage. And not only that, I have perhaps the greatest accessory of any Transformers figure. My cape. Look at it. It is marvellous. Made of fabric with holes cut out for my wings of moderate size, shall we say, and hands to grip it. It is a wonderful thing that's just made for posing. But let me remove it for the moment and show you exactly what sort of posing I can do. Without the cape, I still cut a rather dashing figure, don't you think? I have all the articulation of Mindwipe, which is admittedly medium at best. My arms are greatly articulated, ball shoulders, double-jointed elbows, bicep swivel. I wish. No, I don't. My legs are a little large due to transformation, and my ankles are not the best, but who cares, really? At my age, you're lucky if anything works, that creaking. Now, as far as accessories go, I have most of what mind wipe had. Barring, of course, that annoying little headmaster. Ugh. I have the shield, which attaches to my arm. It is a nice weapon, a little far from the arm and connected, but does not look too bad. And it has a pair of fangs that can be deployed to sink into my prey. They also come with a medium-sized gun. It is an accessory, I suppose. It's painted in black and red, and it may come in useful next time someone comes knocking at my door. Now then, there is something else, of course, that I can do. Like all good vampires and transformers, I can transform into a bat. A lovely, I would almost say cute, if I do say so myself, looking bat. With an impressive wingspan, with the inside of my wings painted a dark crimson blood red. The detailing is sparse, let's say, but it works. My bat-like faces, just dripping with character and the occasional bit of gore. What is best of all, though, I can wear my cape in this mode, and does it not just look marvelous? Yes, I love this cape. More Transformers should come with capes. They are the perfect accessory for posing and showing the true power of a figure. Don't you agree? Now, of course, there are other Transformers in this collection, and though I don't think I'll be on the shelf with many of them, it is worth a little comparison, don't you think? Up first, a Transformer with far too many spikes and stakes for my liking. The Studio Series of Edgar. He makes me look small by comparison, but I make up for it in charm. Here I am next to Nor, another Studio Series figure. I rather like this cute little monster. I might have to get a few of these myself to throw the odd bone to. And here is Optimus Prime from the Earth-Eye series. It is hard to tell. They just keep re-releasing this figure, don't they? Yes, the damn carriers of the Matrix. I hate it. Oh. Well, that was it, my friends. I hope you've enjoyed my first little video here on the Tomb of Draculus. I shall be releasing more videos as the month carries on, reviewing other dark and Halloween-themed figures, maybe even the occasional comic book, and budget permitting, I might even stretch to a movie or two. So until next time, my friends, I want you all to stay afraid, stay very afraid, because you never know what is lurking in the shadows. One day it might even be Draculus himself.